Welcome to America's Heroes Group.
Good afternoon and welcome to America's Heroes Group Roundtable Community Outreach. February is Black History and American Heart Month. It's February 26, 2022. I am co-founder, Vietnam veteran, and host Cliff Kelley.
And I'm Colonel Dr. Damon Arnold, the co-host, and our executive producer is Glenda Smith. She is here. Mm-hmm. And also we have a digital media producer, the iconic Ivan Ortega of Scouts Honor Productions. And today we have a panelist that needs no introduction. Is one of the greatest legislators ever born on this earth.
Well.
And Danny K. Davis, the Honorable Illinois 7th Congressional District Congressman and America Heroes Group Advisory Board member. He does everything for everybody every day. So our discussion today is celebrating Black History Month, honoring Illinois 7th Congressional District Congressman Danny K. Davis. How are you doing, Congressman?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is such a pleasure to hear you. And it's also a pleasure every week to listen to a wonderful, wonderful show with discussions that make you want to stay up at night.
Well, Congressman, I know.
And just
go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
Well, just to relive and rehash, you know, this year's celebration of African American History Month, of Black History Month, has just been outstanding.
It has.
Outstanding.
Yes.
I mean, I've learned so much until it's made me want to go back to school.
Oh.
I can understand.
That's a good thing.
Sure, right.
Yes.
But
we never stop
Yeah,
learning.
I mean,
Right.
But then you would be the lead professor if you went back to school.
well, let me tell you, we had a interaction the other day with a group of young children, some of them as young as 5 and 6 years old. They were our panelists,
Wow.
and they were just incredible. I mean, then I had another opportunity a few minutes ago to interact with people, and I was fortunate to have some copies of my favorite book laying around, and I was able to give each one of them a copy of it. It's a little book called Willie Lee, and I mean, I just read it and read it and read it. So it's good to be with you all. It's good to hear you, and thank you so much for what it is that you continue to do.
Yeah, one thing I want to say, Congressman Davis, is that I am so proud of you and Black History Month for what your accomplishments are. We now have a black female going into the Supreme Court.
Yes.
It's because of things that you did and people who are in your team that have historically done things that brought us to this point.
Yeah.
Without those voices like yours, the powerful voices, we would not have been taking this step.
That's true. That's true.
Yep. Very true.
Well, you know, people ask me about what does it feel like to know that an African American woman, and I have to, admit that I take a great deal of pride talking about the accomplishments of African Americans from Illinois, especially in politics. People seem to forget. We've got an African American woman who is the head of the city of Chicago, the Honorable Mayor, Laura Lightfoot. We've got an African American woman, Toni Preckwinkle, president of the Cook County Board. An African American woman who is the lieutenant governor in the state of Illinois. An African American woman who is the state's attorney for the second largest county in the United States of America, Kim Fox. We have an African American woman who is the majority leader in the Illinois Senate.
Call the roll,
Maddie
Congressman
Hunter.
Davis.
Ooh, my
Call
bad.
the roll.
You're making me think.
Tell it now.
There's a state that can match that.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, I really don't.
I know.
No.
I mean, Illinois has been so productive and has produced so many outstanding people
Absolutely.
until, and you know, as much as we talk about women, I mean, when I hear Cliff Kelley, and I've been listening to Cliff for years and years and years, and I don't want to get off on a tangent, but, you know, Cliff Kelley is one of the most profound talk show personalities in America.
Yes.
In America.
Yes, he is.
American history.
Yes, he is.
And we walk among giants, heroes, and sheroes, and sometimes think we're dealing with midgets. You know, if you just get the dirt out of our mind, then we would know that these are giants. These are not midgets. These are giants.
Yes.
Well, Congressman,
we-
speaking of giants,
Yep.
the true reason we're having this show today because I called Miss Josie and asked her if she could please find something on your schedule for today for 5:30. Because I told her, don't tell him, Miss Josie, when you put in the subject matter, we're just going to say celebrating Black History Month. But this show today, sir, is dedicated to you, the Honorable 7th Congressional District Congressman, because you are a giant. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo. Bravo. And so, America's Heroes Group,
Salute.
yes, foundation started with this man, Congressman Danny Davis. Chicago Sun-Time, I want you to listen now so you can get the print correctly this time around. 2016, we aired our first show. We incorporated in 2015. Congressman Danny Davis was our first advisory board member. See, he was around when the bandwagon, that bandwagon, when it's not moving. And you got to put that muscle into it and pull your sleeves up and get down in the trenches.
And push
When ain't
and
nobody
help.
listening, no one's interested. He gave donations to help keep us on the air. He gave donations to help keep us operational. Now, I'm talking about 2016.
Nice.
Let me bring it on forth. Now, just recently, this month, February, I had to call Congressman Davis again. Sir, we a little low on funds because donations hasn't really come in, and we need to pay some bills. He gave a $1,000 check and never said nothing
His
else.
personal money. Yeah.
This month.
Yes.
Okay, now, let's go back to 2021. Veterans Day. That's a holiday. That's a federal holiday. He could have said, well, Glenda, let's do Veterans Day celebration another day in terms of community outreach. I called him, and he said, what you want me to do? So on Veterans Day, in front of his Congressional District office,
Yes.
we collaborated with Chase Bank. So it was Chase Bank, Congressman Davis, and America's Heroes Group. We fed over 250 people of veteran women, men, and community. Not only was Congressman Davis out there on a federal holiday that was off, so was his staff. And I was a little nervous because, you asking people to work on a holiday. Everybody was smiling. We had a fantastic time.
It was great.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Great.
I'm talking about beyond a politician. I'm talking about a man of character.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm talking about a man of integrity. See, that's how you judge a person.
Right.
Congressman Davis does stuff when people ain't looking.
Yeah.
Socrates, if I'm not mistaken, said true character is done when no one is looking. When the lights are not on. Ain't no radios. true character is who you are when ain't nobody paying attention. That's who Congressman Davis is.
Yeah.
So Cliff has an award that I went and picked up this morning
Thank you.
that we will proudly present to you. Cliff, please.
Yes. And we'll be giving you this personally.
Yes,
course,
I will.
but
Bring
right
it
now,
over Monday and give it to
absolutely.
Miss Josie.
That's right. America's Heroes Group. Black History Living Legend salutes and honors Advisory Board Member, 7th Congressional District Congressman, the Honorable Danny K. Davis, for a lifetime of excellence in unwavering service, sacrifice, and dedication.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
A man
And-
of character.
right.
Yes.
And we have
Yes.
something that you can put in your office. Very nice. When we wouldn't be giving you some garbage.
No.
No, this looks good, Congressman. You'll like it.
Well, it's well deserved.
Oh,
It's
it
well
is well deserved.
Yes.
Damn right it is.
He's gotten quiet, so I guess I can read his face because he wasn't expecting this. This is a surprise.
Yeah.
So, Miss Josie, thank you. Sharita, thank you. And thank you, Marquita, because I sent them all the emails saying we're going to honor and salute a living legend
Right.
for Black History Month.
Absolutely.
Give a person a accolades while they are breathing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't no sense of making no speeches when he's laying down stressed out. He needs to hear it now. He needs to know it now.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
and not only that, Dr. Arnold and Cliff, Cliff, you have sent me over there many times.
Oh, yeah.
You bumping into people coming in and out the doors because not only is he trying to help his constituents, not only does he help his constituents, but people come from different areas. And he never turns anybody down. I'm sitting in the office listening and watching. If he can't help you, then he'll refer you. See, that makes a difference if you connect a person to the resources.
Yes.
Something still gets done.
And that's one thing, you've really mentioned, and Glenda, that's one thing that I wish that more people in legislation would do, is that he created a generation of leaders.
Yes.
So he didn't just focus on his own thing and this is what I'm doing and I'm staying inside my office. He actually helped to bring up men and women who are serving right now. Some of the names that he mentioned were people that he influenced to become who they are.
Absolutely.
So I'm just so, I'm a very big fan of yours, and he has done things in our community. And like you said, it's really caring about the people.
Absolutely.
Genuinely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Because some of the things I know Congressman Davis does, he doesn't have to do.
Yeah.
You don't have to go outside of your congressional district, but he does.
Yeah.
You don't have to call people and try to find resources and you don't. He doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
That's the character. But you have to understand. And I've gotten to know him because being a Southerner, he's from Arkansas. I'm from Mississippi. I understand him because I grew up looking at men like this who were the neighborhood, the community, who watched over little kids like myself, who disciplined us with constructive love, was proud of you when you had a good report card, showed you the village
Right.
by being hands-on. Yes. So
And he has a wonderful wife there.
he does. He does. Yes. So he's being who he is.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Well,
yes, sir.
you know, you all have just
He's speechless.
totally disarmed me.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
He's speechless.
Yeah, you know, actually, I'm going to an ex-offender dinner in a few minutes with grassroots people who assist individuals, and this is going to be out 30-some hundred West on 60th Street, and you know, I should be probably doing something else, but I was so pleased the other day when one of the priests from the Ukrainian Orthodox Church was at our ministers' meeting, and the fact that, you know, we're gearing up and trying to fend off Russia.
Yeah.
And fellow called and asked me why was I wasting my time talking about the Ukrainians and Ukraine,
What?
and that Russia was about to overrun them. And I say, I understand what you're saying, and I understand you saying that African Americans have had so many problems until you didn't have time to worry about Ukraine. But then I said, don't you understand that we live in one world? That Dr. King was trying to not only help us understand, but help others understand that we are citizens of the world.
Yes.
And it's a threat to freedom and justice anywhere is a threat everywhere.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
And I have been so fortunate, and people think that sounds kind of corny, but I tell them that, I've been so fortunate to know people who care about other people and know people who give of themselves on a ongoing, continuous basis, not looking for any reward or not looking for any return, except they have a need to do it. And it's kind of amusing sometimes when someone will say, think that they're getting over on you when you help them, and they think that somehow or another. And I will laugh sometimes to myself and say, what they don't know is I'm helping myself as much as I'm helping them.
Preach.
Beautiful.
Because I got a need to do this.
Yes.
Yes.
That's great.
The energy has to go someplace.
Yes. That
Yeah,
heart
and
is
it's
right.
not just for them,
Right.
but it's also for the person doing it. I often like to say that if there is righteousness in the heart,
Yeah.
there's beauty in the character.
Oh, preach.
And that people who share whatever it is that they may have, whatever they have to give, and help others, they are the salt of the earth. They're the pillars of the universe. They are the shoulders upon which others stand. And so I've been so fortunate to have stood on the shoulders of so many outstanding individuals. I said to a group of ministers the other day, I said, you guys may not know it, but you've been the wind beneath my wings. That to be in office, to be able to help somebody and try to change conditions so that individuals can help themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the beauty of living.
Yeah.
That's the
I
bottom
mean,
line.
Right.
that's life.
That's right.
And so it's like saying, give me a piece of hot water cornbread, turnip greens, and
That's
okra.
Southern.
But
Okay.
thank you, Congressman Davis, too, for next week. I know you're going back in, but for what you're doing to help those people in the Ukraine. You can't look at those pictures, those children being, torn apart and put into subway systems, and having to live that kind of life, knowing that it's part of a democracy. And we have people, who actually in this country who I feel are traitors who are supporting, this Putin, his ideals. On the media and former legislators and all that kind of thing, right? And we need to have, reckoning for them in their own time. They will have a reckoning. But I'm really would like to highlight the efforts that President Biden is making, Vice President Harris, yourself, the Black Caucus, what you're doing to make sure that it is known that you have a value, a character. Like, you know, in your own words, you said, if there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. You all are magnificently beautiful for what you're doing for those people.
Absolutely. And
Well, you know, I've actually been to Ukraine, and I tell a little joke. My wife and I were there, and we sat in a church besides two little girls that I don't think had ever seen a black person, and I have a little mole on my hand, and she was trying to rub this little black spot off. and when the pastor of the church, after he talked, asked if I would come and have some comments. And so I said, you know, I think I've just found myself two little new girlfriends. and I told them what had happened, and they laughed. And the priest said to me when we got ready to leave, he says, you know, they like you. I said, they like me? He said, yeah, you made them laugh. And we don't have much to laugh about here.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
That my parishioners don't laugh very much. And you were able to help them just have a little laugh.
Well, that was the beauty and the content of your character.
Absolutely.
The human
this
connection.
morning, on my way back from going to pick up the trophy from the award store up north off of Clybourne, I was driving down Columbus Drive, and the stoplight right directly in front of Buckingham Fountain, there were Ukrainians out there with their flags.
Yes.
So I blowed the horn,
Yes.
started blowing the horn, and I let the window down, and I started pumping, yes, yes, and then overwhelmingly I jumped out the car. We support you, because I had to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And as I drove off, I started crying because I had to let it out.
Yes.
What I'm seeing on social media, what I'm seeing on TV, people being killed and injured because of one man's greed, one man's personal gain, one man's agenda. And
Authoritarian
our
rule.
president, our former president, is supporting this. It's sickening beyond understanding.
Yeah.
So it's just so much to hold into your soul. You have to let it out. You have to let it out. You have to support. You have to do something to help these people.
Yeah, Walensky and all the people who are over there, they are so brave. I mean, I'm a veteran. I was in the combat. This is Cliff. He was. And what they're doing, I'm telling you, they are beyond courage. They're all heroes. They are all to be commended for being such valiant warriors. The people in the streets who are picking up resistance
Yeah.
for democracy's
Yeah.
sake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we have a rally tomorrow
Yes, sir.
at the Ukrainian Orthodox Church right by the Cultural Center over on Chicago Avenue in Ukrainian Village. I will be there at 1 o'clock.
What's the address,
And,
Congressman Davis? What's the address, sir?
The address is at Superior and Chicago Avenue
Yes, sir.
And Chicago Avenue. Okay.
and Western.
Yes, sir.
Yep, it's right there at 1 o'clock. It's a prayer vigil and rally. Prayer vigil, of course, will be inside the church. The rally will be outside, and we'll just do the best that we can, and let Putin know, and let Russia know that history will not smile upon them
That's right.
for these dastardly acts and deeds
Absolutely.
that they're doing right now.
That's right.
Yeah, and what's really great about that, Congressman, is that even the people in Russia are voicing their opinion that they don't agree with this.
Absolutely.
Many of their family members are right across the border, and this is, you're breaking up families. You're destroying a peaceful society, and to do that is nothing else but evil. I can't put it into any other terms.
But what's more disgusting to me is We have always been where people wanted to come because of freedom,
Yes.
because of democracy. And a former president of ours is supporting this man. It's cheering this man on.
Yes.
I don't understand how Trump can sleep at nighttime. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I had a meeting last night with a group from Haiti, a group of African Americans, Haitian Americans, and of course Judge Lionel Baptiste, and others. And we had a tremendous discussion comparing what is taking place in Haiti and how our country has to do more to come to the aid of Haitians who have struggled for many, many years.
Absolutely.
Try and maintain the first democracy in our hemisphere that was able to overthrow oppressive colonizers and become an example of how people can be free when we really work at it.
Absolutely.
can't thank
Congressman
you
Davis,
all
we are completely out of time. And thank you all for listening. And once again, today's show is dedicated to the Honorable 7th Congressional District, Illinois, Congressman Danny K. Davis. Thank you all for listening. Have a wonderful weekend on behalf of America's Heroes Group.
If there is righteousness in the heart,
so much.
there is beauty in the character. That's Congressman Davis.
Yes.
All right.